and welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 3, Multiplying Binomials. In this lesson, we are going to look at 3 different methods on how to multiply 2 binomials together. And we are also going to look at how to multiply a binomial by a trinomial. So we are going to remember what a binomial is. So by definition, a binomial is an expression with 2 terms. So something like 2x squared plus 3x, 2 terms. And remember that trinomial is an expression with 3 terms. So something like 2x squared plus 3x minus 1. 3 terms separated by addition or subtraction signs. So the first method is going to look at how to multiply 2 binomials together using the distributive property. So, in an example with the distributive property, we have the terms x plus 2 times x minus 5. When we look at these 2 binomials and use the distributive property, we need to look at the first term and distribute that to both terms. So it would look something like this. X times x minus 5. Then we would look at the second term, and it would have to be distributed to both terms. So plus 2 is that second term times x minus 5. And we're going to complete this problem with the distributive property. So we're going to distribute the first term. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is minus 5x. And then we're going to distribute the next 2 terms. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And now we're going to finish off the problem by combining like terms. So we can combine these middle 2 terms, negative 5x plus 2x, and we can get x squared minus 3x minus 10. Pause the video right here and try the next problem on your own. And when you're ready, unpause the video to see the answer. Now that you've tried this on your own, let's take a look. We start by distributing the first term to both terms in the second set of parentheses. So 2x times x plus 7. And then we distribute the second term into both of the terms in the second set of parentheses. So we end up with 2x squared plus 14x plus 3x plus 21. And we can combine like terms, these 2 center terms, to get 2x squared plus 17x plus 21. Okay, let's look at another method. If you don't like the distribution method, using the distributive property, you can take a look at the table method. So if you are more of a visual learner, this method might make more sense. Remember, our goal is that every term in each set of parentheses is multiplied by the other terms in the set of parentheses. So we started with the distributive property, and this is what the table property looks like. You can make a table with 4 boxes. The first ordered or binomial goes on the top, so 3x minus 9 in each column. And the second binomial goes down the side, 4x plus 5. What you're going to do here is look at the boxes and multiply the two that come together. So 3x times 4x is 12x squared. In this box, you would do 4x minus 9, so minus 36x. In this box, you would do 5 times 3x, or 15x. And in this final box, you would do negative 9 times 5, or negative 45. From there, you can combine like terms and write your final answer. So we can see that these terms in the middle are alike. So we start with our 12x squared. We combine our like terms. So negative 36 plus 15 is negative 21x. And then we have our minus 45. Pause the video and try the next one on your own. When you are ready, unpause the video and take a look at the answer. So let's check your work. We can put the first set of parentheses or first binomial across the top, negative x plus 3, and the second binomial down the side, 6x plus 7, and we can multiply. So we get negative 6x squared, and then 3 times 6x is 18x, negative x plus 7, or times 7 is negative 7x, and 7 times 3 is 21. Again, these two boxes are like terms, so we can rewrite our answer as negative 6x squared plus 11x plus 21. So again, this method just helps us visualize that multiplication of binomials together in a box format or a table format. We'll come back to this table format when we take binomials apart and start factoring them, but we are going to put them together first with this multiplication. The last and most common way that folks learn how to multiply binomials is using the FOIL method. So FOIL means first, outer, inner, and last. So let's take a look. That means that we are going to start by multiplying together our first terms. Our first terms in this case are the first numbers in our sets of parentheses. So first is x times 2x. And then we move to outer. Our outer terms are on the outside of our parentheses. So plus x times negative 1. And then we move to our inner terms. And our inner terms are the two insides of our parentheses. 4 times 2x. And then our last terms. So the last terms are the last terms in our parentheses. So plus 4 times -1. From there, we can simplify and combine like terms. So let's take a look. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times a -1 is minus x. 4 times 2x is 8x. And 4 times -1 is -4. Our two inside terms are like terms, so we can rewrite this in standard form as 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Pause the video and try the next one on your own using the FOIL method. So let's check your work. First terms, 3x times 4x would give me 12x squared. Outer terms, 3x times a -2 gives me -6x. Inner terms, 1 times 4x gives me a plus 4x. And last terms, 1 times -2 is -2. I can combine my like terms that are in the middle here, and we get 12x squared minus 2x minus 2. So those are the three methods you can use to multiply binomials. The last thing we're going to look at is how to multiply a binomial times a trinomial. But first, let's remember how we multiplied a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number. So back in elementary school, we learned that we could do 123 times 45, and we would multiply everything by 5 first. So 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Then we put a 0 as a placeholder, and then we can multiply the 4 because this is the 10, so we had to use that 0. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then that 1 again. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then 4 times 1 is 4. And then we could add them. So 5, 3, 15. So we could say that 123 times 45 was 5,535. We're going to use a similar approach with our binomials and trinomials. So let's take a look. This says 2x squared minus 5x plus 4. So 2x squared minus 5x plus 4 times x plus 3. And we are going to use that same technique that we used with our 3 and 2-digit numbers. So we're going to start. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times -5, x is -15x. And 3 times 2x squared is 6x squared. And now we're going to do the same thing by stacking like terms on top of one another. So x times 4 is 4x. X times -5 is -5x squared. And x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. And we are going to add like terms. So we get 2x cubed. 6x minus 5x squared is x squared. -15x plus 4x is minus 11x. And then plus 12. So our final answer is already in standard form. Take a moment to try the last one. Pause the video, and when you are ready to come back and check your answer, come back and check your work. So if you attempted that problem and ended up with k cubed minus 6k squared plus 11k minus 6. You were correct.